Thank you for that very kind introduction. Good morning, everybody, members of the head table and all the dignitaries here. What an absolute pleasure to be here and to see this happening. If this was 2019, I would have started by saying, the world is changing. But come 2021, I think the world has changed right in front of all of our eyes. This is no accident. The global pandemic has shed light to how much of negative impact we are creating as a species in this planet through the way we are working, through the way we are living our lives, through our industrial approach to looking at growth and consumption, through the way we look at our GDP, and how we've really got it all wrong by not looking at the negative correlation we have created in our natural habitats. And this is a time where we speak a lot about sustainable development goals, and the world is asking of us not just to sustain, but also to regenerate, build back better. This is what Good Life X is set out to do. We are here to enable conscious entrepreneurs who are creating sustainable solutions for profit, for not for profit, along traditional and natural value chains in Sri Lanka. My journey with GLX comes from a very unconventional mix of things. Similar to Imal, I'm completely and fully a Sri Lankan product. Primary to tertiary education was here. My career was built here, from private sector to development sector. And working in private sector development, I noticed a lot of disconnected gaps, a lot of things that were excellent, but operating in their own silos, and this needed to be changed. So Good Life X really came about as an idea or a pilot in a development sector project that I was working in, as something we wanted to experiment together with two of my other millennial colleagues of building an accelerator to disrupt the natural value chains in Sri Lanka, because this is a beautiful country, abundant in a lot of natural resources, with travel, agri, wellness sectors that really needed a restart, a shift, to be tapped into their fullest potential without really wasting all of this beauty and abundance we had. And that's where innovation and entrepreneurship and technology was needed most and was not really going into. So when we started this, a lot of people couldn't understand what this was all about. I mean, why these sectors? What's in it? And those people who asked those questions 3 years ago are investing in those sectors now. And that is really a very satisfying thing to look at, because that's how systems change begin. And that's where entrepreneurs' roles comes in, to see possibility out of nothing and to create that realities, to bring it to life. And that's an absolute pleasure for me to be speaking next to Imal and Mustafa, who've done that so well. So I think 3 years after today, Good Life X is a private limited company. We worked with 55 companies in our portfolio, taking their solutions, their services and products, not just locally, but globally, stronger and better. Very, very strong brands in the world. So what I want to really say is that an entrepreneur in the most conventional sense is somebody who builds a business, who takes financial risks and with the hope of profit. But in the current day, an entrepreneur, the word entrepreneur requires a lot more and has evolved to be a lot more. We hear of tech entrepreneurs, we hear of social entrepreneurs, we hear of system entrepreneurs. All of these are different people who are innovating, looking at possibilities, seeing possibilities and creating new realities to make a shift that's needed in the world. And this shift that the world is requiring us or is asking of us requires all of these people to be at work. And that's why entrepreneurship really is a much needed phenomena right now. To work consciously and to create these shifts without just creating stuff, but to create and solve deep and meaningful problems. So for me, above all, entrepreneurship really is a mindset. It's how we approach things, it's how we actionize things, and it's how we solve problems. An enabling environment, access to finance, tools, education, communities, peers, all of these are essential to harness this mindset, to harness this method. And it's wonderful to see initiatives like this really coming to our ecosystems to have that ground for entrepreneurs to play in and to harness this mindset and their method to work. A modern day entrepreneur of my era possesses a mindset that's willing to learn, that's willing to unlearn, that's really willing to collaborate, to look at problems in a very, very different way, and to fix these things that we got wrong for decades and decades. We look at not at splitting the pie, but really how do we grow the pie together. And that's what's unique about our generation, and that's what makes it wonderful to be alive here, doing this work together with like-minded people. So my question really is, are we ready to harness this thinking where entrepreneurs are responding with awareness and resilience to unprecedented challenges that's going to come to us in future? Are we ready to harness the mindset of these entrepreneurs, of these young leaders who are going to work together to grow and thrive together? Are we geared to do that? If the answer is yes, I think the rest will follow. Thank you very much.